What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Redriveraviation. Hope you guys had a fantastic day today, and today we have a very exciting model review for you guys. Today we're going to be taking a look at this GeminiJets 1:400 scale UPS Boeing 747-400 freighter. Really excited to dive into today's review, as this is a really cool model for various reasons, and I'm super excited to take a look at this. So without any further delay, let's go ahead and get started. I'll go ahead and put in an insert here of what the box looks like. It's in the bottom of the containers, and it's going to be quite a mess to get it out. So I'll go ahead and insert that clip, but it's the standard blue UPS box, and it's a really good one. So let's go ahead and take a look at that. Alrighty, everybody, and here we go for the GeminiJets 1:400 scale UPS Boeing 747-400 freighter. Really excited to have this aircraft here. This is a really cool one. Some various elements that make it really cool, and a couple of stories to tell as well. So really crazy to think that I got this model all the way back in July of 2020, which is just crazy to think about. That was 3 years ago at this point. So really surreal, to be honest, but what can I say? Time keeps moving. So yeah, 3 years ago during the pandemic, it's been a really pivotal asset. This is a really cool model, as it's a UPS company store corporate model, and I'm thinking it came out sometime around 2019, although I can't confirm those findings for sure. But as I said, I got it in July of 2020. So it's a really cool aircraft regardless, though, and I'm very excited to review it here. So let's go ahead as we get some more break on that sun. We obviously know that we'd love to see that, and see if we can get started, if we can get out of micro mode or macro mode, because some cameras just love to do that. So let's go ahead, back her up a little bit, and go ahead and get started. So let's get into it, everybody. Starting right here, you have the cockpit windows, and then of course you have the nose cone. Some really good detail with the line here and everything. Of course, I believe they have done this aircraft as an interactive recently, so definitely cool to see that. Then you have the pitot tube detail along with some panels, and then you have the nose landing gear with the nose landing gear door. A couple of the drawbacks that come with it being a corporate model, as they chose to save money with it, is these landing gear do not roll, and there are no aerials. Outside that, it's pretty similar to your standard offerings. Here's some sort of beacon up here, and then of course you have the 3 windows, the L1 door, in the worldwide services titles. It's a really good looking plane, man. Looks fantastic, and I'll have a story that kind of will elaborate on that here in a moment. This was one of the final 747s, I think, probably to use the one-piece mold back in 2019. I think they moved over to the 2-piece mold sometime right after they did this aircraft, so that's what you're going to find here. But it still looks really good, as the seam's not too noticeable, as you can see. You also have your leading light devices here on the leading edge of the wing, so those look really good, and also really nice indentations there that represent, I think they're like air vents or some sort of air intakes or something like that. I'm not completely sure, but they're certainly a nice characteristic here of our Boeing 747 freighter. The wing also looks really good. As you can see, we have our 2 beautiful engines. They look really nice over here, from the exhaust, the cowling, every piece of it's really nicely done. Go ahead and take a look in there at the fan blades. They did a really good job casting that, as you can see, in various elements. And if you really think about these fan blades, once you put them all together, I knew this previously, but sometimes you can forget easily just because of how much is going on. But it's really not worth forgetting, though, because I went on some tours recently during Airliners International. You're talking about like $1 million, $2 million worth of fan blades in there. So more to come on that. Stay on the lookout. As you can see here, we have the wing really nicely detailed here on the corporate offering, with flap slats and speed brake details. They did a really good job on it. Again, pretty standard. This is literally the previous mold utilized here. So that's what you're going to find. Mine's a little bit dusty, so I apologize about that. But as you can see, we got some very good detail there. And of course, probably the best characteristic of the 400, in my opinion, is that winglet. Very distinctive and makes it look like just a really nice, well-rounded plane. That's absolutely awesome. One really cool component, though, is these wheels here in the back 2 main gear. I'll show you more in a different perspective, but you can see that they do move. So that is really cool to denote different positions there. But you do come out to a total there of, I believe, I want to say it's 16 tires on all these landing gears. You got 4 bogies with 4 tires each, so you got 16. So that's pretty sweet. So that looks really good. Really good detail back here, even though it's pretty simple for the most part. You have your gold yellow that starts here going into the UPS, and then you have some sort of panel here with some detail. Then you have the cargo door, of course, really cool with the big line down there and the slash across. I think that looks really cool. You have your registration November 572 uniform Papa. You have the L2 door with some very good detail for a corporate model, and also the UPS tell, which looks really nice. Really nice framing there, considering how big the logo is. So you can't like put it dead center in the tell, but you can also kind of work around that to put it in that position. You'll also find the horizontal stabilizers, which have some very good detail on them. They are a really firm piece of material, which is nice, and that's certainly a great element of the mold. On the right side of the aircraft, fairly similar, but there are some differences here on the 747-400. You're going to find this door right here, which is really cool. The 3 windows reappear. Then you will find this cargo door, and then this one in a luggage door in the back here as well. So apologies about macro mode. I'll try to get that out as soon as I show you guys the top, which again, just some panels, nothing too crazy, but it does have some nice details. In the bottom, it does have your GeminiJets logo. The main landing gear and nose landing gear do have doors printed there, and you also have the beacon and a couple of various panels on the bottom there too, and 2 pieces back here that also look really nice to conclude this model. So yeah, it is a really good one. I'm certainly, let's go ahead and just put it on right on head on for the Queen of the Skies. It's a really cool model to have. The reason I chose to review this today is because DFW unexpectedly got a 747-400 that came over to take off on our side, and it was really cool to see that during Airliners International, and you'll see that video coming up soon, but I put the clip on Instagram. It was just really cool to see a 747-400 take off right in front of us. It especially elevated that far into the sky to see the rotation and the wings just lift into the sky literally as a queen pretty much. So that was really cool, and it was really fun. So that's why I chose to review this one today. But no, it really serves a good purpose too. Not only that story that I told, but also just to think about how fast time's gone, because as I said, and for some of you viewers that have been here since 2020, you probably remember Mass Unboxing. I want to say it was number 8 or 9. I think it was 7, 8, or 9. I think it was 8 where we conducted the unboxing of this aircraft, and it was really fun. We got it with the MD-11. But there was some really good times during that summer, of course, with finding all these corporate models, the Alaska Company Store, eBay snags. I mean, it was a really good time for collecting. And don't get me wrong, now still is. It's just when you have all the continuous reoccurring day movements, sometimes these amazing memories can get saturated. So it's really cool to get to conduct these reviews on a regular basis. And I know I've been reviewing some of the newer aircraft lately because they're so nice, but there's always a time and place to come back to some aircraft that we haven't looked at in a while individually. I know that obviously these make appearances in the airport updates fairly often, but it's still a good opportunity to really reflect on how much fun we had during those times. And we will be doing more of that in the future, hopefully. As you probably tell, this summer's been extremely busy for me, and it's been a transitioning period for sure. I'm hopeful to start to get a good routine going once school starts again, and I don't think the routine right now has been bad. It's just been different. So it's led to the postponing of some content that I've wanted to make, with like reactions and a memorabilia video is high on my list, and just, being a little bit more organized and prompt. Even DFW updates kind of took a little bit of a hit just because of how much has been going on. So, and again, it's nothing that has been a problem or anything. It's just kind of frustrating because I want more time to be able to work on videos for everybody. But sometimes with all the travel experiences and everything, sometimes it can just throw you a curveball, and I'm hopeful that, obviously just have a bunch going on. And I guess it's also a good opportunity to recognize the last 2 summers, or really 3 summers. The last 3 summers I was really able to sit down and make, well, I guess 2021 was kind of an exemption from that since I was very ill during that time. But 2020 and 2022 were both magnificent summers in the amount of unique and just overall, what's the correct, fluid content. I like the word fluid because I still think the content right now is good. It's just a little all over the place at times. So, but it's really exciting, and I have so much content in the future to come. Formatting wise, who knows how I'll end up doing it. I have plenty of flights to make trip reports on. It's challenging sometimes when you have so much going on between that, and then of course trying to keep all the model airport updates in line and in sync. Then you have, of course, the release reactions and all the other various videos that come out, the model reviews, everything in between. So while there are so many videos to be made, sometimes I can just only do so many. So it'll be something we'll talk about more in the channel update coming up here in the next couple of weeks, because I think this is going to be probably around mid to late July when this one's going to be coming out. And then you'll be seeing that channel update here in about a month or so as we'll go into the fall semester of school, which it will be nice to be back home. I'm really looking forward to that because that'll give me even more time to work on model aircraft content, because don't get me wrong, last fall and spring were really good, but obviously there was some limitations to not being here during the week. So it'll be really exciting to be back here during the week, and hopefully that in turn will benefit our content flow. So, and I have a bunch of content to just sit down and start producing. Trip report wise, I would really like to hire somebody to help me out, but I don't think I'm quite in that position right now, just due to various logistics, but predominantly just because obviously I can't sit there and observe everything, because I have I guess I can give them some like the busy work, and then I can work on the more detailed projects like trip reports and everything, maybe hand off the channel to somebody to manage the uploads and everything. Even that slither time would help, but I'm railing at this point. I can go make more content. So that's what I'm going to do. And, you know, there's been a bunch of other logistical challenge, or I know I kind of contradicted myself since I said I was going to end the video here, but real quick, just with a couple of jobs going on and a couple of other organizations that I've been helping out with, and just really busy, you know, and then of course add the family and friends in there, and you kind of run out of time really quick. But my number one objective is to stay consistent with our routes, airport updates, mass unboxings, trip reports, all the content. So that's what we're gonna do. And as soon as I can add more to the portfolio, you can certainly expect that. So trying to stay as organized and prompt as possible. I greatly appreciate the support from each and every one of you, and I promise it will be a great opportunity for us going into the future. So with all that being said, everybody, that'll do it for today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope you guys enjoyed today's video. My name is Redriveraviation. I want to thank you guys so much for watching. Take it easy, everybody. Stay safe. Just process. Do what you love. Love what you do. My name is Redriveraviation. I want to thank you guys so much for watching. Sorry, I just ate, so digesting, taking its sweet time. And I'll see you guys soon, as Redriveraviation is signing off.